Hey everyone, welcome back to OCD Recovery's YouTube channel, and today I want to talk about why you're having a hard time shifting your beliefs. This is something that really affected me, affects many people I work with. Before I go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button down below. Please come to one of the webinars too. The webinars are growing. We have the Advanced OCD Recovery coming up webinar next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. UK time as always. I think there's about going to be 200-300 people there. They're a lot of fun. Big questions and answers. We're more than likely the fastest growing platform for OCD and anxiety on the planet, bar none. We're all coming from the lived experience, breaking down myths constantly. It's not something we particularly like doing, but we have to do as part of our job and our mission because there's so much bad information when it comes to OCD and anxiety recovery, so much wishy-washy stuff. And what I'm about to talk about is one of the most wishy-washy things that we get wrong as OCD sufferers. And again, that is Phil at OCDrecovery.com. So it's important to remember that you could sit down and go over the books and write out your beliefs, and that feels good. It really does feel good when you're doing that. Yes, you can have anxiety. Yes, you can be having panic attacks. Yes, your memory can make you forget things. Yes, there can be compulsions inside of that. Going back and rereading, don't do that. Take the risk. Try to perfect the exercises, etc. But one of the number one reasons why people have a very difficult time shifting their beliefs is because their behaviors are not matching their belief systems. They coincide with each other. Thinking, feeling, behaving, etc. are all mixed in together in some way or another. How many people out there know that going to the gym probably 4 days a week, doing some cardio, maybe being outside in nature, maybe not smoking as many cigars or drinking as much alcohol? We're not talking about the severe cases of alcoholism. You know, social media, as I always say, social media has convinced everyone that any amount of alcohol is bad for you, which is just not true. And there's so much myths out there surrounding that. But like all these different things that could benefit your life, and they still don't do it. Theory is only the first part. I used to use this analogy a lot. It's like going to a house and you open the front door. Opening the front door is the knowledge. You open the door. But now you have to actually walk through the door and use that knowledge to figure things out in the house. Let's say it's an escape room. So you have the rules in the front of the house. Like, all right, this is what I have to do. This is that. Excuse me, the allergies are bad. And most people will never go through the door. They'll never do anything. This is how most things are. Addiction, anxiety and OCD recovery, marital advice, marriage advice, anything with income, finances, or career. Most people never need to watch another financial podcast ever again. Doesn't mean you can't do it. I stopped watching financial podcasts. I stopped watching political podcasts. A, because they all say the same thing, no matter whatever side you listen to. B, everyone thinks the sky is falling at all times, even in good conditions. It's all fear-based, and it's not going to make any difference to my life. There's nothing new that I need to know. I know what I want to do with my money. I know how much I want to work. I know what I'd like to save from a percentage, maybe an investing percentage, putting it back into my business, my business with Erica, the hours I want to work there, hours I want to work here. I don't need someone to tell me how to do that anymore. And I have to go out there and apply it. So let's say you have harm OCD and you have the fear of losing control. Common fear. Maybe it's fear of losing control with mental illness, schizophrenia, bipolar, anything like that. It's important to realize that if you're not going out there and decreasing your avoidance behaviors and doing your exposures when needed and getting comfortable, maybe doing shame attacking exercises once a day for 3 weeks, etc., to feel that shame building up to harder and harder ones. I don't care if you wrote a dissertation that's 9,000 pages on fear of losing control. How do I know this? Because I did this. This was the biggest problem I had. The biggest two fears I had were the fear of not being in shape and the fear of self-rejection, not and or other rejection. I didn't care so much what other people thought about me. I cared more what I thought about myself, how I looked in the shirt, how I looked without my shirt in the mirror, how I felt about myself, very conditional self-acceptance, and the fear of being uncomfortable for the rest of my life. And that can be in any sense. Anxiety, panic, sensory motor, breathing, blinking, swallowing, saliva, heartbeat, all the other hyper-awarenesses, and then I had extreme GAD and panic, where I had physical anxiety, same type of thing. Hyper-awareness of your blinking is no different than hyper-awareness of physical symptoms of anxiety. It's still the fear of it ruining your life. And I knew what all my beliefs were. When it came to my body dysmorphia, I didn't want to give up my compulsions for 3-4 years. So I felt good at times, but then at least 2-3 times a month, I would spiral into these 3-4 day pits where I'd get really depressed, feel very depressed. And I knew what I was doing. I just did not want to give up that compulsion. So there's a lot of people I work with who are really far along in their journey. They've done a lot of great work. The problem is they haven't done as much work as needed with actionable steps. I don't talk about discipline until I'm blue in the face for no reason. I talk about discipline, building habits, going to the gym in the morning, going back to work, raising your kids with anxiety, sleeping with your partner, going on dates, stop watching adult websites as much or if at all, if it's really affecting you. Doing all these things that people say that doesn't really affect the fear of losing control, but it does, because if you're going to wear the symptoms of the fear of losing control, if you're going to be around your children when you're cooking with a knife or something like a sharp object, or using hedge clippers or something with your son in the yard, doing yard work, you're going to have to behaviorally act against that. And if you don't, the belief won't shift. And it does go the other way too. You can do all the right behaviors, but if the belief of, if it comes back, this is why a lot of people come in and they say, hey, look, I did 100 ERP sessions with well-intentioned people, but I'm still stuck. And I hear them speaking, and in 2 minutes I can say, yeah, well, you never really broke down the fear of being stuck forever, why it's not 100% horrible, definitely not ideal. You still have universal fairness. You still have all these other rigid, conditional, usually at that point, life beliefs, but then other in self as well. And that's why it's not working. So they do coincide together. But the main reason, again, why your beliefs aren't shifting, again, because your behaviors are not lining up with that. Again, this is one of the main things I did. So really take a look at that. Look at your life. Look at your structure. Look at your life. It's hard to say. I got this from Jade. I love it, from years ago. Jade would ask herself, if I didn't have OCD, would my life look like this? Would I be avoiding this? Would I be doing this compulsion? Easier said than done, but a good guiding principle in the beginning. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Really think about this. Let me know what you think. Comment down below, and please come in for some calls. I love speaking to people all over the world. I'm very fortunate to be in this position. It's something I'm very passionate about. It's why I make as much content and we make as much content. Nobody makes as much content as us. And I don't want to do it a lot of the time. So like right now, I have a one-to-one right after this. I just got back from the gym, but I had a little bit of time. So I made a relationship series. By the way, if you do come to a coaching call or a webinar, you do get access to the WhatsApp groups where you get a lot of stuff. Like Daisy's barking at the door right now. Build some frustration tolerance. Get in here, you goof. And you get a bunch of stuff. Like I'm doing a relationship series right now. So 1 chapter a day from the relationship book. And I just did a big anger series as well. And that type of stuff. And I do about 15, 20 articles a month. We do lots of voice notes that don't go in there. So it's a very, very, very good service. And how you get access to that is by coming to a webinar or a one-to-one. So hope to hear from you soon. Phil at OCD Recovery. Enjoy the rest of your day.